Hello, shooters, loaders, and casters. Welcome to another Friday night live stream for the Georgia Shooting Connection. We got our buddy Russ here. We got our buddy Kyle here. We got a bunch of buddies out there in the side chat already. And we're glad you're here. We're glad we could make it. We got some more invites for the panel out, and we'll see if some more folks show up. Y'all saw our topic ideas in the description, but we are here to talk about what you guys want to talk about. So, Kyle, kick us off there, bud.
Well, it's been one crazy week for me. I don't know how it's been for y'all. I'm glad it's Friday night and I can spend it with all you crazy people because y'all are my people and that's who I care about.
It's been a busy week on my end. Also, a lot going on in the medical field. And that's about all I can say. But I'm glad it's Friday night, and I appreciate the invite to participate with you guys. I enjoyed a lot.
Glad to have you, sir. Jamie's doing too much administration work there.
And the hacking begins. Happy Friday, John. I've been kind of halfway binging old John's hand loading over the last couple of 3 weeks. I'll get a few minutes. I'll go watch some of his, and yeah, I do that to a lot of y'all out there. Sometimes I'm at work. I can't leave a comment and let you know I was there, but we got MCK out there. We got Lever Guns 50. You want me to run through the side chat already, or?
Yeah, might as well. Then we'll get rocking.
All right, so we got John's hand loading, MCK, Big Al, Daniel God is my judge, Redbird 491, Edward Petty, Lever Guns 50, Mike Hester, AOK Foraging and Adventures. What's up, that? Jason Stewart, James Pollard, Andre D'Angelo, and I'm starting to Buzz T48, Redbird 491. Hey, Robin, did I already say that?
You did now?
I did now. We got Big E, and my clicker ain't wanting to click, y'all. There we go. Kyle Lusk is in the room.
Where?
Big Al some more. There's Uncle John, Tin Man. What's up, brother? BPJ, Paul Loud. Y'all got to watch Paul Loud. He'll be funny if you pay attention. Andy 79Z28, our professor.
Got JCM 45 up in the house.
He popped in the bottom on me, didn't he?
Yes, sir.
So we got a lot of Big Al and Big E in here. So there's Reloader 762, Lakeview Outdoors, as I'm getting back to the beginning now. Got Russ Brumlow. I even went over on the YouTube side and made a comment. So let's just go bang like that. So yeah, man, we're glad to have everybody. Showing 38 already. Hope everybody's doing well, and you're all right, Paul. We're just glad you're here, man. And I appreciate the email last week. And let me say that I am officially quarantined. And I've got some advice for y'all. Right now, if you get the cold or the flu, don't go to the doctor unless you have to. Now, if your wife's standing over you with a cast iron skillet, you ain't much got no choice but to water your butt to the car and let her take you to the doctor. But when you get there, you're going to be not going to like the way you're going to be treated because they're going to stick a real long Q-tip up your
all
nose.
all the way back there.
Yeah, and it's going to come out one ear and go in the other, and then back out the other nostril, or it's at least going to feel that way. So they gave us the uh, quick test, okay, and it come back negative, and that wasn't good enough because we were quote unquote symptomatic. Hey, Georgia boy, 44. So yeah, like MCK. Thanks, Big Al. Um, yeah, so we are currently awaiting. I went to the doctor Wednesday afternoon, and I'm waiting on my molecular COVID test to come back, and I can't go back to work or leave the house out into a public place until, um, yeah, till I get that test results back. So my boss probably ain't liking me no whole lot right now. Um, yeah, so we're glad all y'all here. So, and I never lost my sense of smell or taste, like Big E says right here.
That lemonade from Chick-fil-A. Better get that half and half.
That stuff is good.
Yeah.
It really is.
I had Chick-fil-A for lunch today.
Oh, it's
Well,
fine. I love greasy tacos. I'm fixing to come over and make me one.
I'm glad yours is negative 10, man. But my boss knows how it is because he had COVID. He was out for 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's been running around my place of business, but it's been over a long period of times, and everything seems to be fine. Um, here's a interesting fun fact. I got to work this morning and walked out the back door just to turn the compressors on and all that stuff, normal stuff. And I noticed the awning that we used to have in the back of the shop was laying in the floor. So I turned around and said, "Okay, who was here yesterday when this happened?" "Oh, you should have heard it, man. This guy come around the building, couldn't drive. He drove his Peterbilt right through all the uprights that held it up." Jamie, I'll send you some pictures.
Oh man.
It's clearly somebody that I can't believe they gave a license to drive a vehicle that tows a 53-foot trailer, because he hit the awning and tore it off the building after he hit the forklift.
Check that comment out from
Well,
whoa.
Let me tell you something, Rebel. I'm in a Wednesday night men's group, a bunch of church guys, and we get together on Wednesday night, study scripture, and spend some time in prayer. And one of the guys works for Floyd Hospital, and we're a pretty small community. Kyle will tell you, we got maybe 90 to 100,000 people, but we're also the medical hub for the region of Northwest Georgia, Northeast Alabama.
Right.
So we get a lot of people in from out of town to do medical stuff. A lot of people from, over Cedar Bluff, Center, Alabama. They come over to Rome. It's not but 20, 25, 30 miles.
It's easier than going to Birmingham.
Yeah, well, we're losing. He said on average between 3 and 6 people a day in Rome and Floyd County at our hospitals just here in Rome.
Good gracious.
And we ain't got that many people to be losing those kind of numbers, and it's rough on people like Mike Hester's wife there, the nurses that are used to taking care of people and seeing them get better and go home and go on to a healthy and happy life. But yeah, it's just they're they're suffering some pretty good depression right now, and we
Yeah.
need to keep those people. They really are kind of heroes for going going into that going into uh, that arena every single day, and so my hat's off to them. We got a celebrity in the house. Preacher's Day Off's joined us. Welcome in, Preacher. Yeah, Duck Slayer. Glad to have y'all. So, yeah, one of the things we wanted to talk about tonight was um, what do we expect out of our hand loads, and how do we want to go about making them better if good enough is not good enough. If you want to make them just a little bit better, we did several weeks. We talked about beginning reloading, so maybe we should talk about the next step. What do y'all think?
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
There's Bald and Curious. I
Hey.
didn't buy any, Bald. I'm sorry, I missed out on that one. Yeah, Mike, I can imagine she's pretty well spent by the time she gets home after 14 hours.
Well, the main thing that we're looking for as reloaders is to make an accurate round out of our specific firearm, correct? At whatever range we plan on shooting. Whether it be 25 yards or 1,000 yards. So you want to come up with the best combination of components, whether it be projectiles and powder or cases and primers, or all kinds of things come into the mix. And then you start playing with overall lengths, and it can be a lot of drama, and it's also a lot of fun. Sometimes you get frustrated. Sometimes you go, aha. And I've had a couple of aha moments when I would take my reloading press with me to the shooting grounds and just sit there and play with it. Powder up and down, length up and down, that kind of stuff, different different primers, different powders, and find what works. And once you find it, you can really fine tune it. And it may be as much as 1/10 of a grain and 3/1000ths longer of a bullet seating depth. I mean, there's so many variables there. You just got to play with it. It's a roller coaster, and you just got to ride it.
That's exactly what we were talking about before the show started, MCK. Maximizing accuracy while being on the conservative side.
Mm-hmm. That's why we do what we do. Give me just a second. I'm going to fix me a dinner plate. Be right back.
Even so, there's a lot of guys that may be shooting some type of pistol competition, ISP, whatever it is. Um, but even so, the accuracy part comes into play because you can't just go throw a bunch together and expect it to hit reliably and function reliably. I mean, we're trying to put together ammunition. You can save money on that end of it if you want to, but you're probably going to shoot more, so you're not going to save money.
Right.
I've always been a more precision type. I've always been more precision oriented. I want
Right.
always trying to shave off a fraction of an inch in my group sizes and maintain velocity, and so um,
So we got an
it,
interesting
it's
question
a
up
never
there
ending
now.
quest.
Do the hunters find their homemade rounds work better for dropping the game? And I would say yes. I would say yes because
Yes,
uh,
definitely.
we can match the bullet that we want to use, and knowing the performance characteristics on that game animal, and then we can match that to the load, to what Mike Hester said up there earlier, neck tension and seating depth. I'm going for 2 thousandths of neck tension, and I'm going to start with moving my bullet 20 thousandths off where they're touching the lands and grooves, and then I'm going to work from there. And that's a good starting point. But you can take that and find your take that recipe right there and find your best uh, powder charge, and then after you found your best powder charge, you can go back and work with your seating depth. Is that how you do it, Russ?
A lot, a lot of it. Yeah, it is. I've in the last few years, I really began well, I've really been the chase for low SD numbers, and when you start getting out longer ranges, you may not be quite, you might not be quite as tight in your group size at 100, 200 yards, but when you hit 3 to 7 to 9 to 1,100 yards, those SD numbers maintain you know, your minute of angle a whole lot better than, and it's just the dispersion. The dispersion is less likely due to an increase in velocity from one round to the next. So, but in precision, I mean, I think if you shoot from a bench, you're always looking for that one load that's able to put every round in the smallest group that you're able to.
Right.
This round has got to have an axis.
That's right. Every powder's good for something. Daniel's got a good question. Now, a lot of folks, preacher said he couldn't hear me real well. Let me see if I can get a little closer. Um, where's Daniel? Here we go, right here. What do you use to harden bullets? I'm working on 300 blackout, 300 grain blackout for an AR. And where do I buy the stuff? Okay, a lot of guys are using the official substance that makes your bullets harder is called antimony, and you can buy that from different places like Roto Metals. You can buy Linotype, that'll make it harder. But basically, what I use is I do have some Linotype that I will use from time to time. But when I want harder bullets, I'll use clip-on wheel weights, and then I'll quench them in water as I cast them. and then after I powder coat them, I'll quench them in water again, and that gets me up to where they're probably too hard. And depending on what you wanting to do with those bullets, I question how hard do you really want a bullet. For pistol rounds, uh, like Big E said earlier, you just throw them together and go. Most of us, that's what we do. We don't really do load development for pistol. I need to start. I want to do that, but yeah. Let's see about this one. Yeah, you can do amazing stuff once you start powder coating and casting and powder coating, or whatever, however you want to lube your bullets. Yeah, MCK's talking about in the hunting application. And with the hunting bullet, you want to keep your accuracy. Accuracy always is paramount, particularly on hunting rounds. Um, I believe in one shot, one kill. I don't believe in making any animal, any of God's creations suffer. I want Tin Man's got an input right there for Daniel. He's shooting for 14 BHN with his 300 Blackout AR, and 14 is easily obtained.
Mm-hmm.
That's easy. So
I read an article years ago. I wish I could remember what magazine it was. A guy was talking about carrying cast bullets in like a 44 Magnum for protection against dangerous game and bears and stuff in Alaska. And he said he said he wouldn't use anything but a super hard cast bullet. And I want to say the hardness was in the area of 20 to 22. And he wanted a super heavy bullet for caliber.
I found this on the web for
super heavy bullet for caliber, real hard, flat point, no hollow point.
Check it out.
So we wanted to shoot him with a brick.
I don't remember. Yeah, I mean, I don't remember who wrote it. I want to say it was in sports afield or something like that. I wish I could remember.
yeah, 20.
You'll have to forgive me. I'm eating homemade tacos and they're a little messy.
John's hand loading, it drops 11 or more without water quenching, and it's the big debate there tends to be on how much hardness water quenching actually adds. So zinc is hard, yeah. Yeah. But this is my thing. If the bullet is too hard, it's not going to expand. If the bullet does not expand, it's not dumping its energy into your target. It's going to pass right through. And while it's still going to make a wound channel that's probably going to kill the animal, it's not going to have that knockdown power that we're expecting from a rifle bullet. Yeah, that's what I do, John. I used to water quench everything. I hear somebody coming on here.
Even like my preferred bullet, the burgers and the hunting bullets. I mean, they fragment apart. That usually that hollow point breaks off and it forms a petal, and then the whole thing just really blows out. But it creates a massive wound channel. It's ideal for deer and Georgia deer, and I've watched videos of them use them on elk and mule deer and big stuff. But something like a bear, I imagine you're trying to get through a skull, and penetrate bone and muscle. So I mean that hardness would be very important to be able to penetrate without dumping everything too shallow.
Yeah, and that's what Mike says. Not for a grizz, but we don't have grizzly bears in Georgia, so y'all got to do your thing comparable to where you live. Yeah, that's a nice expansion there, MCK. And Georgia boy had something over here.
Willie, give me a second. I'm choking down some groceries.
We do have Wampus cats.
We got something, don't we?
Yeah, skin that one. Willie, how in the world are you, brother?
I stink like damn engine degreaser right now because I just cleaned my damn wife's car. That damn valve cover oil leak and her alternator's giving her problems now. So I'm doing all right.
Other than that, Mrs. Lincoln, how was the show?
I'm telling you. Just another pile of crap I got to go through. My computer is down, so the gentleman who fixes my computer brought me a loaner, but that's not quite up yet, so I'm using my laptop, and it's working for now. So my wife said the camera didn't work, but I can see my face fine. I'm sure you guys can see me all right. So
you got a little fuzz growing on there.
I'm trying. I said I'm not going to shave or cut my hair for this whole year for Trump.
There you go.
That's what I'm doing.
Woolly bugger
It'll drive me nuts on my hair. Shave my face will be easy. Not cutting my hair will be the big bitch.
So you got.
I feel like a hippie.
Daniel, do I understand you correctly that you have a 300 grain, 300 blackout bullet? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I'd like to see that bullet.
So y'all are blowing me up. I can't keep up. So no, it's a 177 grain, but that's still a long bullet in 330 caliber.
Oh, it's still going to be the same. It was almost like a 168. I mean, in reality, and lengthwise, I'd imagine.
Preacher, there's some things we just don't want that mental picture of, but thanks for sharing.
I got you.
Yeah, I wouldn't have told nobody that.
Yeah, thanks for sharing, preacher.
Oh, yeah, that super hard works wonders. That'll get the hardness up there.
Fine lanotype, if you can find it right now.
I think super hard's even harder than the linotype, don't you?
Is it? I didn't think it was. I mean, I could be totally wrong. I don't know. That's a good question.
Tin Man, you ain't right, boy. It will. One way or another. It might not be center. But yeah. Yeah, Fuzz says maybe try a 150 grain bullet. Big E says a 500 grain. We got Miss Kitty up in here too. Okay.
You sure they're not saber-tooth hamsters there, Fuzz?
Man, my clicker ain't keeping up today.
Well, they're firing it off quicker than you can keep up with it.
I know it.
I'm sorry, Willie. I was in the middle of stuffing my face.
Don't worry about it, my friend.
Yeah, that's crazy hard, man. That's the stuff, though.
Yeah, I hear you, Lee. I hear you. Good old congressman from Georgia wanting to put in gun control bills when he thinks Guam's going to capsize. That right there should be grounds for that should be grounds for dismissal.
Well, my Congress lady has filed articles of impeachment for Joe Biden. So, yeah.
I heard about that.
Yeah, she's catching a lot of unnecessary flack right now, though.
Yeah, she's really toting it.
Yeah.
I
But
think
she's toting it good because she's calling out everybody that's saying any bad things about her. You don't live in my district. You've never been to my district. How the hell do you know what's going on in my district? I'm here to represent my people.
Yeah.
Which I can applaud her for.
Oh, one guy, welcome in, buddy. And Big E says Super Hard is 30% antimony. And Mike Hester's making fun of me, telling me to talk slower. I'm threatening to run this up at 200%, so it'll sound like I'm talking as fast as y'all can hear.
We're going to run this 35 on 45.
There you go. Miss Kitty. There you go. There's the answer to your problems, preacher.
Well, there's your problem right yonder.
There's your problem right yonder.
We are having fun tonight. I'm glad to see everybody letting their hair down and cutting up in the side chat like they are. That's awesome.
I'm gonna kill my camera. My wife bought me an ice cream sandwich.
She bring you two?
No, just one.
Dang it.
She has to bring them to me when she gets home from the store with them, because if she didn't, with Rigby here, I wouldn't get one.
You'd have an empty box in the freezer.
Right.
Oh, I know. I've got kids.
Rigby eats these things 2 and 3 at a time.
Oh,
and,
Lord.
Only interrupted by macaroni and cheese.
I'm telling you. Oh, so we've been bouncing all over. I've been eating dinner. We've been bouncing all over the place on BHN for what caliber and you know what expectations and stuff. Correct?
Pretty much.
I generally throw some soft lead in with my wheel weight ingots for my pistol bullets. My rifle bullets are typically all wheel weights, but from what I'm hearing from everybody else around the country, we in Georgia have unicorn wheel weight because mine are like between 18 and 22 without doing anything to them but melting them and making ingots out of them.
Oh yeah, your guys' lead's super hard there.
That's why I thin the mix out a little bit if I'm doing. I know I'm going to be doing a bunch of like hollow point Keith bullets for my 44 or something like that. I'll thin the mix down a little bit. Oh, Daniel, you can get it at www.whatareyoutakingabout.com. They got them on sale right now. Buy 2, get 3 free.
Woohoo! Okay, how in the hell can I get this camera to work?
And now it's gone.
Jamie's getting frustrated over there.
Yeah, man, my little mousy pad ain't.
You clicky clicky, don't clicky clicky.
There you go. That's some good stuff, Mike.
That's nice, Mike.
They do have some sexy bullets. I will give them that.
Rune, I can't believe that baby is a year and a half old already.
What?
Yeah, that's crazy.
There ain't no way. Just because there's a time zone difference doesn't mean the years fly by. Oh my goodness. Really? Wow.
Yeah, that is crazy.
Mm.
Oh, gosh damn it. How in the hell do I switch this camera to another camera?
No, Vanessa, it's the little mouse pad on my laptop. I'm doing this on a laptop.
Dang, if only you knew people that worked on laptops.
Yeah, how in the hell you turn off the factory video camera on a laptop?
Duct tape.
Well, I know that, but
Settings. We'll talk about it later. I think
Yeah,
I can get you through there.
yeah. So I got this factory one working. I got the other one working better, looking better. Just doesn't want to turn on.
Oh, you're trying to.
I'm putting my Logitech camera system on my laptop because the camera on the laptop sucks.
No, Mike, the gas bill's been paid. I'm putting my jacket on because I'm about to go outside and I'm waiting on the heat pump to quit running. That way I can still hear y'all.
Yeah, uninstall it.
Uninstall the camera.
Yeah.
Where in the freaking Sam hell you find that at? I ain't no computer guy. You're talking to a moron.
There's Blue Healer. What's up, man?
Getting below 0 tonight. Wow.
Wow, that's crazy.
I just know it's cold outside and I'm addicted to dang nicotine. And instead of sitting in my house smoking and messing up the walls and the air for everybody else in here, I'm going to go out on the back porch and enjoy a cigarette here in a minute.
6mm arc I have not been privileged to play with yet, Preacher.
Who was playing with that?
That's Kenny.
Yeah, Kenny's playing with it. So is
Pastor's got an answer for him.
I was gonna say somebody else is playing with it. Maybe it was. I don't know if Georgia Boy's been playing with it. I heard him talking about it, but I don't know if he's been doing a lot of R&D or is that videos next to come. Was it? It wasn't Johnny's Reloading Bench. It was. Oh crap!
Yeah, it was too. He was playing with it.
There it is. It's Ozark.
Yeah, Ozark, you're right.
I don't know why that escaped me, but there it is.
So it's 15 degrees there, Miss Kitty. I saw Uncle Jim pop in.
It's what is it here, Jeremy? About 30, 32 right now?
I have no idea.
It's
I
getting,
can look though.
it's getting cold enough where if the wind's blowing, you don't want to be outside.
Yeah, it's in Mount Berry, Georgia. It is 36 degrees. Here you go.
Good Lord. Lay it right on down. Might as well go over there and click it for him. So, Willie, what you want to do is use your other computer, or other camera, not the one on the laptop?
Correct. And I'm not looking at the side chat. I'm looking at different screens right now. Sorry, guys.
Well, Reloader 762 just laid it out exactly how to do it. All you want to do is just disable the option, not uninstall it.
Oh, of course. So, yeah, I'm not trying to kill. That would really get me in trouble. Jeez. That would send me in some deep doo-doo.
So we're looking at a low of 27 tonight, Kyle.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It's going to be pretty chilly. I mean, it's already chilly.
Yeah, it's already chilly, but Mike Hester says 30 degrees in Vail, North Carolina. Yep, he is.
Yeah. Yeah, Brandon's out. But he's got a stove in there, an 18-inch stove.
27 in southeast Indiana. 36 degrees.
Yeah, I'm going to stop worrying about it and get right back to you guys.
Yeah, you're fine, man. You look
Oh,
good.
no, I'll play with this later because I'll end up deleting something and I'll be like, son of a bitch. So, this camera is working just fine. The other camera can wait.
Yeah, there should be a camera option to move stuff around.
Yeah, if it's going to be, yeah, I seen that, Uncle Jim. But let me tell you something. That was a nice golf swing today.
I watched that this morning at 5 o'clock when I woke up.
Wasn't quite Happy Gilmore, but
he did a good imitation. If you hadn't practiced the Happy Gilmore, you can't do it.
Oh, Jim put another video out?
Yeah.
He was playing golf this morning.
So Reloader 762 says it's 30 here in North Carolina already. We're expecting 27. So I would guess that Georgia boy up where he lives, he might hit 20. I think he'll be down below 25 anyway.
I'm debating on whether or not to turn the pool pump on, but I think right now there ain't no water in it, so there shouldn't be a whole lot of danger of freezing. And if there is water, it's salt water. It's a toss-up game.
52 right here where I am. But at least the rain stopped. It's been bad. The weather's been horrible here.
And we had it got really warm here earlier this week. I mean, like in the 70s, and it was just raining and storming. And I got woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, holy crap, what's going on outside? And it was Angel had to work late, so she didn't get home till like midnight. And I looked over at her, and she was just asleep as could be. And I'm like, well, we're in the basement, safest room in the house. I'm not going to wake her up. I just rolled over and went back to bed.
41 where I'm at, but it feels colder than that.
You got some cool wind, don't you?
What we have here, it's
Yeah.
cold and moist air, so it just sucks the heat right out of you.
The wind has just been what's making it so cold here, though.
Yeah, it was that way Thursday.
Bone chilling for sure. Damn, if Uncle John's saying Uncle Jim did a little fake bad golf swing, then Happy Gilmore.
That's what he did.
I gotta watch it. I haven't seen it. Jim said he was quite a golfer at one time.
Mike must have heard the ambulance leaving the hospital. I live really close to a hospital. I'm used to it.
I was going to say they're coming for you, Kyle. They're coming for you.
I don't even hear it. The jail and sheriff's department's on the other side of that hill, and the hospital's at the bottom of this hill. So
I remember.
Yeah, I hear it all day long, all night long. I don't even think about it anymore. Been listening to it for 45 years.
I was looking for coyotes outside.
No, if there was a coyote over here, my dog would be
right now. I'd love to go coyote hunting.
I was grandpa. I was limping. Jim, you play a pretty good grandpa too.
Stay warm, Lee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's getting cold all over.
Lee, I hope you got your propane all filled up and everything. I know it sucks to have to do that, but you don't need to be sleeping when it's 40 degrees inside that camper.
No, not at all.
I'm not saying keep it 80, but you know, a good 60, 65 with some blankets and y'all will be fine.
Just snuggle up with Mama, you'll be fine.
Don't try to save $5 by freezing to damn death and getting sick.
All right, we're gonna if this keeps up, we're gonna the uncle cousins are gonna throw down here in a minute.
Damn, when do we go to Alabama?
Yeah, I was going to say, they're out here dueling banjos again.
Hey, baby, me and Uncle Cousin are going to have ourselves a nest fund. I read a rather good joke, and it's very clean, and I would like to say it if I could. 3 surgeons are discussing on the best patients to work on. The first surgeon says electricians because everything inside of them is color-coded. The second surgeon says, no, librarians because everything inside of them is in alphabetical order. The third one says, y'all are all wrong. It's politicians because they have no brains, no spine, no guts, and their heads and their butts are interchangeable.
Oh, jeez.
I'm sorry.
That's right.
No, that's good, Kyle. I like that one.
I thought I'd share that with you fine people.
I like that one a lot.
So yeah, we do reloading here. If y'all new just tuning in.
Oh wow, we got new people. I just did that. Okay, all right. Here we go.
Yeah.
No, that was a good one. Thanks for sharing. But
meanwhile, back at the motel.
Yeah. Russ was.
So when you find that magical load, what do you do to me? That's what I was about to say. When you find that magical load, what do? You throwing it in a notebook? What's your method of keeping up with everything?
Well, what if you don't remember what it was?
That's why it's important to pay good
Yeah.
notes or to take good notes. And keep your notes in a safe place, because I used to, Jamie can attest for this. He used to drive around in a convertible car, and it would leak when it rains. Well, my notebook was in the back seat, and driving down the road, it was right in the path of a leak, which is why I don't drive the convertible anymore. I lost every bit of load data that I had in that notebook, and it was one of the notebooks about that thick, little spiral notebook.
Oh, I hate to hear that, Kyle.
I lost every bit of it. I opened it up and I was like, damn. So I had to rely on what I've got wrote down in my reloading manuals. I'm one of them people that right up underneath, how to have this bullet here, this bullet here, this bullet here, this bullet here. With all your stuff, I'll handwrite notes in the reloading manual of what I find that works and what I like. And so I've been going back through 5 or 6 reloading manuals going, what was that load? What was that load?
Okay. JCM said he has hand load data in a spreadsheet on his computer. I got this book I've started for 6.5 Creedmoor, and I just dropped something out of it. I bet that was important too. But there ain't much in there yet because I'm just starting on that adventure.
Well, the problem with keeping it in a spreadsheet on a computer is, what if the power grid goes down? What if something happens to that computer? That's why I'm a firm believer that you need to have other ways to do every aspect of reloading, whether it's charging the case or having your reloading data. Powder charging, don't rely on an electric powder charger. Either use the scoops, have a manual scale. I've always been a fan for that. And this time, being a fan for manual backups bit me because I lost all my reloading data. But it would be just the same as if the power didn't come on. So, I learned my lesson there. That's why I started writing down the good stuff. Yeah, right. That's why I started writing down the good stuff in the manuals, because I've got the manuals. And I'm really upset that Lyman's 50th didn't come with a notes section in the back like the 49th did. I really missed that, because that's a very handy thing. I don't know why they decided to do it that way, but they did. So I just been really filling in the 49th.
Well, I can't.
That'll work right there now if you keep it on a USB drive. But I use this one. This first section is 3030.
What'd you find, Russ?
Next section.
That's what I use. Combination of notebook and reloading studio. If you let's see. Let me find there we go. Well, actually, let me do this. All right, so this would be all my different charges for my test loads, and it's like 3 rounds of 24.2 grains of Shooter's World match rifle, and I can close that window, and then the next one is 2/10 up, 2/10 up. But what I do is I click the little ladder there and select the only variable is the charge weight, and it'll pull up a report that I can print out, take to the range, and I can put my velocities and group sizes out beside each charge weight. And when I'm done with that, I can come back to the software and either delete all but the chars it works, and that's my load. I save it and I lock it. I can star it. I can put a star beside it, and that'll and hit the lock, and that'll lock it where I can't delete it unless I absolutely want to. But I stumbled on this little program a year and a half or so ago, and you can upload all your data to Dropbox and you can get all your rifles, your serial numbers, and all that backed up. If you're robbed, you've at least got a copy floating in the cloud somewhere. And
I don't know that I want a copy floating in the cloud.
Why not?
Well, I've thought about that, but if I got robbed, I need something that they can't get and take. What if my USB drive is in the computer? So I don't know. It's that's one of those weigh the pros and cons of what of what you got. But
I've got
that program's $25 bucks, and
I got a notepad in my fireproof safe. So, but then again, if they take the whole damn safe, hell, they got everything. So, but you're gonna play hell getting it out of there. It's bolted to the floor and it weighs a ton.
Yeah, that's a big bitch for sure.
Y'all say welcome to Sergeant Devil Dog.
Hello, Devil Dog.
Glad you're here, brother.
Back on the road, ain't he?
Evening, Jarhead. No offense.
Yeah, I wasn't going there.
Well, I could have called him a leatherneck.
That's true.
I
like that better.
I love them.
I loved all the Marines, even though we rescued them all. Oh, did I say that?
Oh, Lord.
Well, for the next 45 minutes, there's that argument.
Yeah, everyone's going to hate the bullet man.
Down, dog. Down, dog. Hang on. Easy, boy. Easy.
Why is it not liking my password?
When it comes to precision rifle, though, you're in a whole new ball game. Now we've talked tonight about how with pistol you can pretty much do very minimal, if any, load development and get some pretty good shooting rounds. Then we talked about moving up to rifle, about the neck tension and bullet seating depth. So
there's the heat pump again. Hang on, I'm going back inside. But yeah, that's what I was touching on earlier. There's so many variants that you have to write that down, or you're never gonna remember all that. I don't care if you've got a memory like a Rolodex. You're not gonna remember all that, and what this adjustment did, and what that adjustment did, and this, that, and the other.
man, I put some of my stuff, components, everything else up where I'll know where they're at, and then I can't remember what I did with them. So
Yes,
how
sir.
do you expect this mine to remember load data from 6 months ago? I've got test rounds over there on my shelves waiting to go be shot and tested that I've loaded up 6, 8, 9 months ago and hadn't been able to make it to the range with them yet.
Right.
That's why I write them on the cartridge. Because say you have 7 different loads in one box. Just you got a 100-round box. And you accidentally fall at the gun range and they all fall out. You're not going to know what's what anymore. So I write on the side of the case. Exactly. Just like that. Yes, sir. I put the powder name and the charge weight.
Is Sir Tin Man.
I keep mine separate by powder. I keep mine separate by powder, but the little stickies, I've been saving those things for years, and I just write it on there what powder, what gun, and throw it in the ammo box with that, particular load.
Has anybody seen Sir Tin Man there in a little bit?
He was active earlier, but he probably had to go back to work. He'll probably be back in a little bit.
Well, let me show y'all what he sent me. And I'd already opened it up and everything before I realized what I was holding. We had talked a while back on a different chat, and I was talking. Oh, here it is. I was talking about these new Lee lock nuts. See those lock nuts? I was talking about them, and I was like, "Man, them things will chew your fingers apart while you're trying to do them." He said, "Well, I think I might have something that can take care of that for you." And I'm like, "Yeah, okay, that's cool." So I find a box in the mailbox with this. He has 3D printed me a wrench that perfectly fits these things. I got to hold them one side up. Yeah, there you go. It perfectly fits them.
Wow.
You can do anything you want to with them. Tighten, loosen, whatever. He sent me that. And he also sent me some beautiful bullets for Angel's 38 Special. Little semi-wide.
Cool. Awesome.
They are, can you get there you go. 358 140 semi-wad cutter, 16 BHN.
That's
I
all.
want to tell him thank you, but I think he snuck out on me.
I'm trying. Yeah, rub it in, Daniel.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah, the range I want to go to is about an hour away, but I'm working on something where I can just walk through the woods and do what I need to do. Yeah. That's going to be a pain, man.
Yep. And Fuzz, that's just funny.
Oh, geez, that's funny.
That works. Willie's done that too. I've heard him preach that for a while.
What's that? Sorry, I was
color coding the primers with.
Yes, I sure do. I certainly do.
I may not color code them, but I'll mark the case heads with one line and then 2 lines and then 3 lines, you know.
There's G. Pishner. It does work great. I've done that before, but
yep.
Then the way my mind works, and a couple of guys made some more comments similar. I have to look on my notes to see which color is next when I'm shooting.
Yeah, you have to keep a list of what means what. I mean, what does that one line mean? What load was that? What's the difference between the 1 and the 3? What's the difference between yellow and blue? You know.
I mean, even doing a seating depth test, I write the seating depth on the case.
Right. Fine tip Sharpies are a must to have around a reloading bench.
If you can find them, that Milwaukee Sharpie, I don't know how much they are. I don't know where I got it, but that thing right there is better than any Sharpie I've ever used for writing on cases. That little
I'm sure you can get it at Lowe's or something.
Little bitty fine point.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I've been moving stuff around, but well, I'll do a little card and put the load data on there, and then write the charge weights on my brass. Willie's seen it, and it works. It works for me.
Yes, sir.
Then you get these
You
little
son of a
stickers. You can
bitch.
Yeah.
all of them the same. You can put
Yeah.
those on there.
Yep. I got several sheets of those in different colors.
Yeah, but some of the colors I don't use because my ink pen or Sharpie or whatever won't contrast well with that color.
Right. Doesn't really show up.
I need to give them the Angel. That's pretty.
Thank you, Jesus.
That's a pretty 38 special.
Barney Fife. I've only got one bullet.
Yeah, I know better.
Keep it in his pocket.
Right here. Right here. Should I get my bullet handy?
But yeah,
Oh, great show.
Pollard, that is obviously the goal is to get a really good load right out the bat and don't have to worry about it. But that's generally not how it works. But I keep a lot of notes and still got a lot of room to make more notes. And one thing I've started doing, I don't know if y'all can hear me. One thing I've hadn't got any yet that I got some somewhere where I've taken these sheet protectors and cut the target off and the target in that sheet protector so you can see what you're actually talking about rather than writing numbers down like the size of a group and the velocity and all that kind of stuff. But Russ's idea about the standard deviations and stuff like that for long range precision is pretty much a must. And to do that, you got to have a chronograph. And the important thing about chronographs is not to shoot them.
Yeah. Thank goodness.
Yeah.
Knocking on wood, I'm not going to shoot mine.
Thanks, Jamie.
Anybody
know how
I'm,
to spell,
I'm in the market for a magneto speed.
Anybody know how to spell hieroglyphics? Because I think that's what Mike Hester is looking for. So you shoot all the ones with the sparrow at one time and all the ones with the jackal at one time.
You know, JCM, that's generally how I do it. The first thing I pick out is the bullet. And then from there, I just pick out a charge about 1/3 or 2/3 right in the middle and then work both ways at once. And whatever shoots the best. Yeah, lab radar, like I can afford that.
Oh, geez. That would be awesome.
And yes, Pat, we do. I do load at the shooting bench a lot. That's how I develop some of my best loads. Just sit there and do it till it's done.
Yeah.
Aha.
Uncle Jim does. He just goes in there and loads it and then takes it out and shoots it.
Jamie, I'll be right back. I got this other computer working.
All right.
Oh, somebody Googled it. You picked up on that. Yeah, okay.
Midway's got the magneto speed for 159 right now. And I'm debating on getting it.
Me too,
Yeah.
but Oh man, it's just dag nabbit, Although it'd be a lot harder to
I done
shoot.
spent, yeah, I done spent that money once on a chronograph. I don't want to do it again unless I do a lab radar, and then that's $500 or more.
Right. That dang sure ain't cheap.
Mm.
That's cool, Mike. Get some shooting buddies to go in with you.
Yeah.
Find a home for some pools tools. Pat, I'm short. I'm afraid that's over my head.
Golly. Yeah, there you go. So,
Why is that, Biggie?
Anything that's unburned will probably clog up or lay on the sensor and it can't pick anything up.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That black powder can get nasty. So yeah,
Yeah.
pretty good stuff out there. That magneto speed, I'm really interested in that too. He said his got crispy.
Oh, from the flames coming out of. Okay, I got you now, brother. I got you.
So yeah, man.
I would have never actually thought about that.
Yeah, Johnny's reloading bench used his magneto speed for a long time, and then he finally bumped up to the lab radar thing, and that thing and that target system he's got. That's pretty awesome stuff, but it all looks pretty expensive.
Mm-hmm. Anything in this industry that looks cool is expensive.
Congratulations, JCM. You're going to
That's
love that
nice.
thing.
That is nice.
You are really going to like that. Isn't that the one that didn't Kenny give one of those away?
I thought Georgia Boy won one from Taco.
It was Taco. Okay, yeah. All right. I knew one of them did. Yeah, that's a nice pot. It really, it just all the way around. That's a nice pot.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I cannot hear you.
Let
me try a different plug.
Nothing. I was.
Say it again, Russ.
I wasn't going to say anything. I was just going to mess with him. And when he asked if we could hear him,
You dirty dog.
somebody started doing sign language to him.
There you go.
All right, I barely hear you guys.
Mellow,
you guys hear me?
Mellow.
I don't know why I can't hear you. I can barely hear you at all. Let me see if there's a microphone booster. Shut up, Kyle.
You sound great. Can you really not hear us? Check.
We can hear you,
Check.
Kyle.
Uncle Jim Willie said that he was not going to shave or get a haircut for a year in honor of President Trump. Mike says you're much clearer, Willie. Yeah.
I don't think he can hear us. Mike check or Willie check, as the case may be.
Yeah, that's what we're dealing with, Big E. So,
What do you got? What do you got?
yeah. I wouldn't do my buddy like that.
He must have his headset plugged into the wrong port.
That's cool right there.
Boy, oh boy.
I don't know if that's too much of a sacrifice there, Big E. I think that lineman's pretty nice too. I don't know if it has the built-in PID controller though. Yeah, so I was right. That's what I was thinking.
I couldn't remember if it was Kenny or Taco.
So I I know that Eagle has used that not the lab radar, the magneto speed in his load development as well for a while, and he he don't like trying to shoot groups with it on his barrel because it um, changes its point of impact. But I don't think it affects group size that much.
Oh, yes, the heat pump again, ain't it?
Okay.
See, y'all can tell it's cold here because the heat won't stay off. Yeah, the lineman does have the PID.
Cool. I'll have to I'll have to check those out.
I know, heat pump, heat pump.
So I might have to yeah. Okay. Brings up a good question, Georgia boy. Um, how much do y'all really think our Lee bottom pour part, our 420s, how much you think they really hold? They claim to hold 20 pounds, but if you're trying to use it with 20 pounds in it, I think you're gonna be sloshing it all over the place. I don't think it'll really hold 20 pounds. I think 17 to 18 pounds safely, but that's still a lot of lead.
Yeah.
Still a long time. I hear you, man. I made a purchase like that recently, and I had uh, I had unknown uh, rewards on Amazon. It's the only reason I made my purchase. So I'm gonna be doing a video about that here in the next day or two. Dang, Rollis. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah, that leaf pot don't last long if you're doing 45, 70 bullets. Ain't no way, Pastor. I don't believe it. I think I saw that. Yeah, that is a problem, Biggie. Do you guys have that problem with those pots, the Lyman and the RCBS? I bet you don't, do you? I bet you just plug it in, fill it up, let it melt, and just dang, Pat. There you go, Pollard. Okay, I wanted to show a few tools that I use when we're talking about getting our loads better. I got this thing here. It's the Hornady tool. Um, this is a case comparator, and I can take. I guess most of y'all know what this is for, but for if there's any new guys out there, and I don't see any new guys out there now. Okay, I understand, Big E. So he was talking about the um, what what we do with this is we take here's one. I don't know which one I got in here, but you just take a round and stick it in there. And this is the only thing I use this particular caliper for. And you just get that reading off of a round, and then see that one, that's a factory round. So, and then you take it after it's shot, a shot case, and then you can compare it. And this one grew by about 2 thousandths, I believe. So that's pretty good.
It actually helps a lot in determining where to set your sizing dies. Um,
Yeah.
I agree. I agree with Mr. Hester. It is a very indispensable tool. I've noticed my groups shrink considerably with my 308 since I started using it. Now I'm shooting wads of paint I pick off of trucks at work at 300 yards with one shot. I mean, it's a very useful tool. And it also keeps you from overworking your brass.
That's the main thing. Yeah. So that's what I use that for. And then that I can adjust my seating dice where I just got 1 to 2 thousandths of shoulder bump for bolt guns, and then probably about 3 to 4 thousandths for gas guns. And then I also have that's the headspace gauge bushing set right there, and then this one is the bullet comparator. And basically, you do the same thing, um, but you got to have a Allen wrench, and you can take this case comparator off. And then you can put a bullet comparator on it. And this is for 222.
You stupid camera. Man, I am just having no luck. The other computer, the sound card wasn't working. Now this camera doesn't want to turn on. Híjole, I'm going to kill this damn thing.
Take the duct tape off.
There's no duct tape on there right now. So I'll be back again one more time. And after that, I'll talk to you guys on the after chat.
And watch this, with the bullet comparator on there, I can take a factory round and put it in there. I know most of y'all know this, but like I said, there may be some new folks that are looking to get some more accurate ammunition. So now this don't tell you any measurements or anything. Basically what it tells you, the way I've got it zeroed, it gives you the measurement from the base to the, well, first thing I got to do is zero it. So I can go over here and hit 0. Now I can get a measurement from the ogive of my bullet to my cartridge, the head of the cart case, and that's 1.862 with a 5, or a 3, or a 2 and a 5 with a 3, and that's what the factory round was. And then I can take one of my reloads, and you do this while you're loading them. So tools that's giving you numbers to compare stuff. And can you do it without it? Absolutely. So this one is quite a bit longer, as you can see, but that's going to get that bullet out closer to those lands and to the lands and grooves. One tool that I don't have that I'll probably be getting soon is that tool where the Hornady tool where you stick it up in there and find the distance to your lands and grooves.
I can show you how to do that without that tool.
Yeah, right.
Well, I have a method, and I bet it's
Oh Lord, everybody's digging through drawers.
this is the 30-30 one, and I generally just cut it.
I had the Hornady tool. I actually had the Stony Point. It was before Hornady bought them out, and I get the same exact reading doing it this way as I did with that Hornady tool. It's just save that money and put it to something else if you're getting the results that you want, or if you just want to play, get it. It's up to you. But
Is that supposed to be pronounced right? Yeah,
Ogive.
I've heard people say ogive.
Ogive.
That's the thing right there, Mike. You buy the tool, and then you have to turn around and buy a modified case for every dang cartridge you load. And I got some in my cart at Midway right now, and they are $8 a piece.
Yep.
Now, unless you're going to learn to make modified cases yourself, then that's a never-ending expense.
Yep. That it are.
That's interesting,
What?
Biggie.
I ain't been bushing yet.
Yeah. Uncle Jim speak jive.
Yeah.
You know what they say: lay 'em down and smack 'em, yak 'em.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
yeah,
you
if
can
you're
get that
going to use their
tap
tool,
though that does that. Yeah, you can get that tap at Fastenal or Granger. It's a special order. I can't remember the thread on. It's been years, but you can get it.
yeah. Yeah, I didn't think it was. I didn't think it was, Chris. How you doing, buddy?
Uncle Jive. What the hell? What is wrong with you people?
Uncle Jive. Is it me and Uncle Jim grew up in that era?
I say, yo, 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 it's Uncle Jive. Sup?
No, man, that ain't the way it went back in the day. But yeah, just take your. A lot of people say to use use your cutter and a what you call it tool. I can't
Dremel.
think Dremel tool. But I found that if you take and use a hacksaw blade, it makes a thinner cut.
Yep, yep.
It's a lot more
That blade works
aggravating.
good.
A lot more aggravating, but it makes a finer cut and you can get a more accurate reading.
What's my brother? Hmm?
I don't know that I've ever shot an encore.
You don't know what, sir?
I don't know that I've ever shot an encore. I'm trying to remember.
I shot one in a pistol variety, chambered in 7 mag, and that was the dumbest thing I've ever done in my life.
I think you told us about that last week. I was thinking about that. I was like, no, not me.
I mean, it wasn't terrible, but I didn't want to do it again. You know, just why?
I guess the worst thing I ever shot was a 45-70 revolver.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, a friend of mine had got one.
But yeah, that's where I'm at. We talked about a lot of stuff about trying to make our reloads a little better.
I tell you what I did to the overall length gauge set that you got there, Jamie. All your little bushings. I took and measured the thickness, and I got a piece of marble that's true flat, and I glued a piece of fine, I want to say it was 404 grit sandpaper, and I lightly sanded each one of them where they're all the same. OCD gets the best of me, but I don't know why I did that, but you'd be amazed at how the difference in the thickness of the rim from each one. So that's just me though.
Yeah, you got way too much time on your hands, don't you, bro?
Man, I overthink this stuff sometimes.
No, there's a
when
good
you're
point.
taking, yeah,
Yeah, you have to know what your particular chamber does to that piece of brass. Taken from the set, because all your factory stuff is going to be to Sammy specs, pretty much without question. And you have to know what your particular chamber is going to do to that before you can start making any corrections and that kind of stuff.
True. And I think that's why Eagle talks about using a case that's fired at least twice out of your chamber because of uh, the way the brass snaps back.
Right. Well, I mean, there's a reason they came out with just neck sizing, you know?
Yeah, but that didn't last very long. Everybody wants the full length size and do a little bit of a shoulder bump now.
Both methods have their reasoning and what they're trying to fix. It's just, you got to play with it. That's all.
Even if you're just neck sizing, eventually you're going to have to full length size and get a little bit of bump back.
Yeah, you're going to have to bump it back down, but you can get like 3 or 4 rounds out of it without overworking the brass at all. And then you're only full length sizing it once for every 5 shots. So,
But
the
here's the
the
thing.
kicker a lot of times is
Go ahead, Russ.
go ahead, Jan. Oh, people talk about fire. When they go to neck sizing and fire forming and everything. If you take a piece, if you take your round and you you want to fire form that brass to neck size or to specifically shoulder bump, you in order to do that with its best chance of success, an old bench rest shooter that's dead and gone taught me this many moons ago. If I'm trying to find something flat to put this against, that I can demonstrate. Here we go. All right, so this is your freshly brand new brass, you know, freshly loaded round and seated to 2.80. This is a 308, so Sammy specs is 2.80. So when you put that this is your bolt face. When you put that in your gun, that case head isn't 100% against your bolt face. It's going to be cocked a little bit because of all the room in the chamber. So what the old bench rest shooters do when they're fire forming brass and they're testing loads and stuff, the old way they would take and they would seat the bullet out. They would barely put the bullet in, and they jam it in there and jam the bullet seat into the case where that case head is forced against it, where the brass can't grow at some odd angle and cause a slight bulge out on it, and the brass can only grow this way. And then that's where case neck sizing really shines. And from that point forward, shoulder bumping. But like with this case here, can you see that ridge right on the bottom? This is a real sloppy chambered 6 millimeter Remington, and you can see on one
Yeah, I can
side,
see it.
get it to focus. You can see on one side when I get right there, that ring goes away. But that's a real sloppy chambered old 6 millimeter Remington, and there's the ridge, and that's because that bullet I seat it to magazine length, and it chambers, and that it may be cocked whatever way, and that case swells on that side. Well, from that point on, unless you small base size it and shrink that head completely down, it's going to go into the chamber and it's going to be cocked that one way because that's the way it would, that's the way it was fired the first time. So, and yeah, I anneal my brass every firing, but I have a machine to do it.
I think Willie's since he's got the Pollard machine. I think he resizes his, anneals his every time too.
Yes, sir.
Mike Hester 3 to 4 firings. Georgia Boy 3 to 4. Kyle every 5 max. So yeah.
If I've got a new batch of brass that I'm trying to keep and see how many reloads I can get, because I load my 308s hot. I mean, they're compressed loads. I'll anneal those about every 2 times just because they stretch so much. I only get about, this is what sucks, 6 to 8 reloads out of each casing, which I mean it's still good, but it's not. It's just that's what with the powder I'm using and the bullet I'm using, that's just what my rifle likes.
Good night, Lee.
Yeah, good night, Lee. But yeah, I do it about every 2 times because I tried to go 5 rounds with that load, and I started having split necks and separated cases and stuff like that just because of the round that I'm shooting. But I'm shooting a 208 grain projectile at almost 2,700 feet per second. I mean, the pressures are stupid on it, but my gun loves it. So
I'm getting bitched at because the house smells like engine degreaser. Not my fault. Get it outside. The car's in the garage.
We'll just cut you a good one.
I'm telling you.
That's when you tell our man lives here.
You want me to start cleaning guns?
I'm telling you.
What you need to do is open a can of that or a bottle of that.
I need a can of Ballistol. That's what I need.
No, you need a can of that Posi differential additive that had the whale oil in it.
That too.
Just sit that in the corner. That'll give her something to complain about.
No, that wasn't my wife. That was my son.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm interested in that salt bath annealer. I think if I get that little setup, I might I'll anneal more often.
Yeah, I like that. Andy does that. That's who you need to talk to, Jamie. Talk to Andy 79Z28 because he does it.
See, I have a Lyman Big Dipper pot, 10-pound pot that I'm not using, and I think all I really need is that salt bath kit.
Yeah, or would you and you go to a hardware store and you get yourself one of those drains that bottom of a shower and you drill holes in it so your case fits into it the right length and just shove them in. You can line them up.
Well, I have to do a different one of them for every cartridge.
Every caliber, correct. Or you get it and you drill 1.5 sides, for 223, 1.5 for 6.5 Creedmoor, you just space them around.
Yeah.
He's talking about for the salt bath annealer?
Yes, sir.
The size plate.
Yeah, well,
interested in that. I just don't know. I'm past that. I got the flame annealer, but man, it's a good looking process. I've watched several videos on it.
Yes, sir. I'll be right back. Let me go see what's going on.
I'll be looking for it, Jerry.
Open the bottle up.
I don't know, James. That's my concern.
Yeah, that might be especially because it's going in the case also. I mean, that's a good question.
Yeah, but I think it'd be a more effective heat treatment because of that. But what is
Yeah.
salt doing to the chemical molecular structure of the brass?
Yeah, I mean, and at that temperature, is the salt somehow bonding in a way to the brass and maybe causing some other kind of chemical reaction?
There you go.
Okay.
So you just throw them in your liquid tumbler and pins, and then get on down with your bad self. Clean them afterwards.
And if I remember right, it's a different kind of salt. We're not talking about table salt. This is supposed to be some kind of real soft, lower melting point salt, but still at the temperature that it will anneal brass, right?
Yeah, it's not table salt.
I'm familiar with the concept, just not the materials.
Yeah. And Travis is pretty slick. If he's got a bad opinion of it, he's got a reason, I'm sure.
Yeah, I might try to get
We don't want to know.
yeah. Yeah, you do have to. The salt actually melts. Yes. So yeah, it's a little bit scary.
Dang it, Pastor.
I think I would. I think I would anneal my brass more often because I'm trying to keep track of the number of times my rounds are shot, my brass is shot, and then when they get to 3 or 4, anneal them. But the only way I've got to anneal them is with a torch and a drill, and that worked fine for a lot of years. So
Yeah, that's the way I do it too. I put a socket on the end of a drill and drop the round down in there, and 1, 2, 3, 4, dump it in a Folgers coffee can full of water.
That's how I've always done it until Mr. Pollard made me that machine.
well,
Get you
I think
a
it's time
metronome
for us
on
to
your phone.
do what?
Get you a metronome on your phone. Tick, 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 tick.
Yeah.
Like for musicians. Kyle knows what I'm talking about. And that's the way I did it for years before I got the annealies.
I think I'm just going to see how much Mr. Pollard would charge to make me one, because I've heard nothing but good things about him.
Russ, I play in my orchestra at church. I'm very familiar with metronome.
Okay. I didn't know.
Tuners. And
I trust fire until I know more about the salt. I agree.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. You guys should talk to Andy since he's done it so much. That's the person I've talked to. I'm sure there's others out there doing it, but Andy, I think, has the routine down. So, and Andy would love to share information with everyone, I'm sure.
JC,
Maybe we need a new video.
I use 750 degree Templac, I think, and put it on the inside of the neck, not on the outside.
Even with the Neelys?
Yep, that's how I set the annealies up. And once I've got bins sitting here on behind it that's got each caliber, and it's all my test cases for that specific brand of brass, and they get reused, and they're only to set up the annealies, so they're fried, but they're still good for, you know, running Templac in it and setting it up for the time.
Yeah, so we got into Ryla says, you know, I was thinking about when JCM says, and we got to get ready to get off of here. We're about to be overtime. Can you use a shell holder in the drill instead of a socket? You know, like the Lee, you know, thing?
Right.
You know how we do the trim thing? And I thought that was a great idea. And Rollis said that's what he does. So Papa's Place just finished his annealer, used the $100 annealer video.
I'm not familiar with that video.
Yeah, I think you got to find an old microwave or something, if I recall it correctly.
Yeah,
There's
I think
another
that's
video. There's another video for what's that electrical annealer called? The induction.
Induction, yeah. Dead Horse is
done.
actually making an induction annealer, I believe. I've been talking to him, so I don't know when it's going to come available, but he is in the process of making one, and I'm excited to see that.
I won't say hey to Idaho Rogers. Yeah, George boy, think about it. What I was concerned about was it getting so hot that you couldn't release it. Reach up there and turn the thing. I guess you could wear gloves. But that's what I was concerned about. Dummy round just getting here.
Fell asleep on the couch. Lucky dog.
Amp annealer. Wow, look at these
Ooh, that's
guys.
an expensive toy.
I've been watching some of his videos, Papa.
I was really glad to see him come back. He was down and out with cancer for a while. Then he started making videos again. I'm glad to see him back.
He's making a nice annealer too.
Everybody's just making it back for us to say our goodbyes.
Yeah. Yeah, he's Papa. He's making those now and selling them for, I think, $268 a pop. And from what I can tell, they're going pretty hot. So we'll start going through the room, and we'll get off of here. I hope everybody has a good rest of their weekend. Willie, thanks for jumping in and helping us out, buddy.
I'm sorry I kept bouncing in and out. Just computer problems.
Well, we'll figure it out. So, Russ, thanks for being here again, buddy.
Oh yeah.
It's always good to see Russ.
He takes us to another level. He really does. Go ahead, Kyle.
I just want to say thank you to everybody for showing up, putting up with us on this Friday night. It's been a very wild week. Hopefully, it's going to be a very relaxing weekend. I've got some 270 rounds to load up, some 44 mag to load up for both the pistol and the lever gun. Let's see what else is on the agenda. Might do some more slugs. I got a bunch cast up last weekend when my friends were over here, and I got quite a few of them still sitting here in a bucket to load up. Loading is the easy part when it comes to those things. But I'm just going to kick back and relax a little bit. Maybe go to the grocery store, find something good to throw in the smoker while I'm reloading ammo. That's all I got.
Well, that's good enough. Yeah, dummy around. Check out check out a replay. Watch it whenever you can. And Big E, I will get some 357 Magnums loaded up here soon. I got some ideas. So thanks, Lakeview. I want to thank everybody that's been out here tonight. And we had them going early. We had 50-something people here. We thank each and every one of you. You guys give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed the chat tonight. Give us a comment. And we hope that the Lord will bless everybody real good. And check us out on Georgia Shooting Connection on Instagram. Email us at georgiashootingconnection@gmail.com. And we're in touch. Y'all be in touch. Hope the Lord blesses y'all real good. And